We are in the business of people. You get that right, be your marketing, be your operation, that sweet thing will follow.
I think we are talking of 20x growth online, 5x on platforms like Swiggy, Zomato, and we've just started on Flipkart.
Born, brought up, raised most of my life from a country called Fiji Islands. And then most of my life I lived in Melbourne. Families there. Had the opportunity to work with PepsiCo for 20 years across the world. And then moved into various roles into the restaurant business. Chocolate journey was all about passion. It's all about something you wanted to create. I've always worked in businesses where brands are already built. So you have to scale it up to different levels. So here it was something you're creating and you want to create a brand. So India was an ideal space. Chocolate was a space to get in. So the journey started. I think I landed in this country about 8 years back. Prior to that, I only had one experience about India. When KFC opened in I think Church Street or something along, it closed down in 5 days because of some fly issues. So we got to know about it in Australia. But the love of the country, and since I was also, an Indian, brought up in Fiji, knew a lot. So I thought, let's give it a go. So chocolate was the right thing for us. So ultimately, the question to answer you, look, the brand is only, Smoor will be about 5 years. It is very different. And if the question is on COVID, how we changed it to offline to an online. See, our brand is a premium brand. It requires a very different fundamental marketing skills, right? Prior to that, the product quality has to be good and it has to be nurtured. So building the people is the most important thing. We don't go for people who just understand or have qualification. We have to get talent, we have to get artists. A quick example is our chocolate. It was hand-picked. It was not hand-picked because this guy has done a hospitality course. We picked him while he was painting a building. And we saw this painting was phenomenal. So that spraying technique is required in chocolate. So we brought him in. Someone cutting a timber. So that precision cutting is required. So these are the type of talent we had to hunt, put it together, and bring the passion into them. And the rest was very easy. And one thing we found in India, when they see something, you guide them, they are like an automatic machine, compared to the countries I've been. So the first was the talent, and then the second thing was being a premium brand, offline experience is important. So for us, offline is how do we do it? I mean, people talk about marketing budgets. I also played with millions, but we didn't have it. How do we expand? Certain tight budget allocation. So we said, okay, if you have to create an experience, we have to build stores. We have to build in a strategic locations where we invite people, sampling happens, experience happens and all that. And we got good at it. I think someone said our experience is very good. We became brilliant. COVID hit. How do I take that experience to the customer? That was a huge task for us, right? Because being an offline, gifting, and then customer expectation is the same. So that's when the journey started. How did we do it? When, it was like we went to that minute level. So if someone would come and buy a box of chocolates, they will pick what they wanted. So we had to go into our website, develop a box where customer can pick what they want. Customization was very important. Then when it came to delivering it, packaging was very important. Tamper-proof, temperature control. So that was the key to us, where we were able to retain the customers because we were able to give them the same experience. But it took us a little bit of a time to adjust to it, and that was one. And secondly, the other thing was with the lockdown situation, and we were just embarking on it because next 5 years, chocolate is about snacking, and this is going to be a worldwide phenomena, especially in an Indian market where mithai, farshans, and all that. Chocolate will become a worldwide, in India, a snacking option. You get 70% dark with pumpkin seed, you have rolled nuts. So we were at that stage in the R&D stage. So we had to accelerate that because knowing people were staying at home, working from home, snacking became the big thing. So we had to transition our business from into gifting, into snacking overnight. So that hit the sweet spot very well. So then we accelerated through online, we accelerated through our deliveries. We had to mobilize, put a delivery team together. Then the one thing we did, probably our competitors didn't do, rather than cutting employees, we scaled up. So during the time of COVID, I think we went from a workforce of 400 to 600. And why we went that? Because that was the right time. There was talent available we could afford. So we grabbed every single person we were targeting. They were in hotel industry, they were in marketing, that we were not able to afford. We tapped the shoulder. And because those things were winding down, so we were able to grab them. So now, since they are with us, that accelerated us. So people was very important. Then again, rather than going conservative, saying, yeah, cost karo, wo karo, we said, let's accelerate. So that's how we transitioned it. But if you look at a number now, even with the offline now, again back on, that became an incremental business for us. So whatever we are doing during the COVID, now if you look at, we retained that on online, offline has grown. So if you look at it pre-COVID versus the number, we are at 150%. So we are growing at 50% now. So that was how we attacked. And that's today, we are fortunate that we have 600 people in the organization. We are able to pay them full-time salary. That was the fundamental for us. And I've always educated my guys, always. We're not in a business of selling chocolates, we are in a business of people. You get that right, be your marketing, be your operation, that sweet thing will follow.
And I think the numbers speak for himself. Vimal is probably being a bit coy, but I think we are talking of 20x growth online, 5x on platforms like Swiggy, Zomato, and we've just started on Flipkart. Maybe Priyanka's tips will help us reach 20x over there too. Yeah. So we're really looking forward to that. And I think the whole essence was that when we say digital transformation, and I say this to all of you marketers with an open heart, it's not website and click-throughs and funnels. I think we master that within 3 months. It's not rocket science because there's a lot of numbers so you can actually make the logic. But it's about how do you really go from 100 orders a month, which is what Smoor.in was pre-COVID, to 100 to 150 orders a day. That needs a digital transformation even at the back end, whether it's the production, whether it's the supply chain, whether it's your feedback from customers on how they love that the way the person hands it over, the way the kind of instructions come, the way the sanitizer sachets are put in. Almost every brand does it, but they feel we do that a little better. And that's really the digital transformation story for Smoor. Vimal, we are still continuing on this digital transformation, and there is a lot one can do specifically in food and temperature sensitive food like ours, cakes and chocolates. Would you want to share what we are going to do next?
So at that time during COVID, we were building about a 35,000 square feet single lane experience center. So we had to rejig it on 2 or 3 things. We had to automate a few things to get the machineries from Germany and all that. But what we also felt, we wanted to, since digital is going to be a big play, when they come into our stores and all that, they're able to feel the product, they're able to see how we make it. So what we have done is, we have transformed that facility into an experience center. So at any given time, if a customer is going live on social media or on our shop, they'll be able to see the live making of products. So to allow the customers to say, hey, what are you buying, getting made? So there is a transformation we're doing. And then we're also going to feed those live sort of things across all our channels. That is one. So that is the major change we're going to do. We're going to open up as an experience center for anyone to enjoy. So that is the big investment we're doing, in which is by March it should open in Bangalore, that facility. And then the second thing is we are right now targeting, we've taken a different approach. We didn't want to invest in cloud kitchen, because cloud kitchen is more of a biryani type and food type of thing, and our premiumness doesn't work. So what we thought was, we already have 20 odd facilities. We want to scale that up in different formats. So the idea was, how do we sweat our asset more? If you look at it, so we will strategically continue to accelerate our offline stores. I think we probably right now we are opening about 5 every 2 months. So we will probably accelerate that. Previously, the idea of the philosophy was, okay, let's set up Bangalore. Great. Now let's move into Mumbai. But just in the last 6 months, we've changed the strategy because of 2 or 3 things. One, we have been able to bring in a technology called frozen. We have a plant, we have 3 plants. So in Mumbai, there's a technology we've invested in, it's called the frozen line. So give and take anything, I can blast chill it without adding any preservatives. I can retain a shelf life of 12 months. And then you bring that out, you make it to 1 to 5, and it becomes a normal thing. So we have activated that frozen line, which allows us to scale up pan-India. So we've changed the strategy from a Bangalore to a Mumbai. We are now pushing Delhi, we're pushing Chennai, and we're pushing Hyderabad. So all will happen simultaneously. So that is another strategy we have changed, because we are able to transport the products. We are able to monitor things. And one other strategy we did when we launched this brand, we knew that tying up with the online was going to be huge cost to us. And we didn't have the budgets. So we did a partnership with Big Basket, where we gave them the entire exclusive rights to do the online play on chocolates, on bakery and cookies under the brand, right? So that helped us also able to analyze the data to what works, what doesn't work. If we have to go to Flipkart, we have to go to Amazon. If we have to go to Jio, if we have to generate it through us. So there was a good learning. So that also is now enabling us with the data we have. And plus we have probably about 150, 200,000 customers' data. It's given us the ability to analyze and hit the sweet spot. Next thing is the new experience center, scaling up offline stores, but sweating that equity out and making sure that anyone wants a gift, anything, we are able to deliver within 1.5 hours from that radius of 10 kilometers. So that's how we're going to scale it up.
I think the best part about it has been the way we have really had a ear to the ground and listening to what the customers say. Today I proudly share with a lot of people that almost 50% of the SKUs that we have, the flavors that we have, shapes, sizes, etc., were not there pre-COVID. So what we have actually done is press the innovation button on all fronts, and this whole demand which was pent up and we are seeing coming in has been used. So my only imploring would be that COVID has given us a great chance to innovate and continue innovating. However long COVID lasts, let's ensure our innovation lasts a lot longer.